November Novel Writing Challenge 2025. Writer's Block.
All right, bro, check this out. What's up, bro?
What up, man? How you
Dude,
doing?
you're doing like a superhero stare thing. You were like, bro, I'm intimidated. You got the hoodie and everything, man.
I'm getting my murderous Cruz Pfeiffer look.
Yeah, you're in the anti-hero slash villain.
Yeah, I'm in the
Wait,
80s
I don't
clothes.
know. He only kills bad guys. Is he good or
Yeah.
bad?
Dude,
Dude,
we didn't have time, but I wanted to tell you, well, first off, I guess we should do an intro.
let's do an intro. What's
All
up,
right,
y'all?
let's.
Glad you're here. We're gonna be quick this time.
Yeah, I promise. We
Yeah,
always keep that promise as we have like hour-long episodes on Mr. Perfect Man.
yeah. Dude, I missed you this week. You're
Ah,
out
man,
on
I missed you too.
Thanksgiving. Favorite
Dude,
thing to eat, real quick.
favorite thing? This we're not I'm not a very Thanksgiving guy. I ate steak. It was great.
Dude, that's the best Thanksgiving. I'm not even gonna say mine. Steak wins.
No, no, what is yours? What's yours? You're gonna say
It's
something great.
grain. It's turkey. I mean,
And
it's protein. Does
that's
turkey have anything to
traditionalist.
say? Yeah.
That's great.
But my uncle slayed it. That turkey tasted like almost like steak.
Okay,
So that's how you know you slayed it. It was not dry at all. So
I like
well
that.
done, Steven. You're the man. All right. What's
Shout out
up,
to
bro?
Steven. What's up, man? For everybody listening, first and foremost, it is Sunday, November 30th, 2025. But actually, we finished, Sam finished on the 29th, I think, at like 2 p.m. or something crazy. I guess like 5 p.m.
Those
your time.
Those are the rules. I had to finish early because I cheated and started early. I didn't realize how intense it is, that it's
Yeah.
actually cheating. But I didn't want to waste a day and just be like, oh, let me just sit around and wait. And also,
Yeah.
I would have plotted, which is cheating.
Which is cheating.
So,
Yeah.
but then I'd be able to say I wasn't cheating, but I was. Plotting is cheating. Plotting
Body's
counts.
cheating. Yep.
So yeah, dude, we wrote it from basically from scratch. We had just a basic concept, and we just freaking wrote it.
We did it.
So,
We did it. I finished last night at like 3 a.m. My
yep,
part. And
yep,
so,
we
guys,
did
that's
it.
it. I don't know how many words it is. Do you know how many words it is?
It's 60 plus. With yours, it's probably like 62,000. And I
Okay.
think after we edit, I think this is a weird thing for me, but I think we'll actually go up.
Yeah, you're
There's a
probably
couple
right though.
spots where we're just we might want to let it breathe a little bit, which dude, that's such a good place to be sitting in because I always go long. I always go and I have to cut. I'm 120 and I'm like, can I cut 30,000 words? Hey, surprise, surprise. No, I can't.
You
Maybe if
know,
I
I
get actually signed and I get a real editor, then I'll be able to cut 30,000 words because they'll be like everything you've ever done is crap. So,
that's because you're handing them the sword and they're just
yeah,
happy to swing it. Yeah.
editors
I
just like wrecking people's stuff from what I
I
hear.
know. That's okay. They can, if they wanna get our book out there, they can cut it up.
They can
I
do what they want.
Yeah, I find that I take too long when I go through an edit. If I want to cut down, I'm like, go to the beginning of the scene, and I'm probably spending like a paragraph being like, not only does the exhaust smell like ozone and burnt fire, it also smells like blah blah blah. The ground is sticky, probably with the urine
Yeah.
of those that were too scared. Like I just pontificate on it for too long,
Yeah.
being like, I want you there, so I just go there and I go
You do
take out.
that, but you get, I mean, it's too much, but it's bomb after bomb after bomb. And I'm like, I don't know how you edit this because these are all freaking incredible lines. Like but you have to choose two,
You got to choose two. Yeah, you just cut it and move forward. But
Yeah.
dude, this is great. So I was running around so much, I didn't get to tell you, I didn't get to compliment because those watching, we played tennis with this a lot, and it was fantastic. But at the very end, it kind of we were talking about trading perspectives a lot, but honestly, it needs to be in Steve's perspective, like which is Sam's
It
character.
needs to come down to we were going back and forth with protagonist,
Hmm.
antagonist. Not a 50-50 split, but close to it, you know. But then
Hmm.
they get together, and whenever you want to choose a scene, you have to choose who it's best coming from.
Right.
When you have to choose between, now if they're separate, you don't have to choose. You can bounce, which is what we did. But once they came together, you have to choose. And obviously, if it's the protagonist, you need to spend a little more time in the protagonist POV. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you killed it. You killed it, man. I thought it was fantastic. I liked um was running around today, so I didn't get to give you my full thoughts. But yeah, man, you made the argument and like very valuable. And you're jumping for Steve to recognize finally from somebody else's perspective that helps the world's magic to be like you could not know if you jump possibly like Steve doesn't, but you will know if someone else jumps, and that's important
Yes.
for just like locking that in.
Yeah, and when we say jump, we're talking where Steve has like a time-based ability. It's the edge of tomorrow ability, but Steve's is kind of janky. And
Yeah,
so he can't remember when it happens, and it only happens at 2.1 seconds every time. So
yeah,
like it has some utility, but not perfect utility. But if it's like a fight, it has perfect utility because 2 seconds is
yeah.
the best thing ever. In a fight, like I can just dodge that one punch until I finally actually dodge it. And then,
We could
so
move forward. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it was cool. It was fun. It was a fun example of letting the magic system kind of like write the last scene. Like we had an idea of what was going to happen, but I think the details, all the work we put in, kind of figuring out the magic system, which that counts as plotting. But I mean, we nerded out, didn't we? Like
oh yeah.
we were like, how does time work, bro? Like let's talk about when the heck out. Can I just throw this in? When the heck else are you going to talk to somebody about how time works and breaking time and like how your time loops work in real life without just like writing? It's not going to happen. But guys, these are the best discussions ever. You should have these
They really are.
discussions with your friends. So, bro, how does time work? Like, if you could time loop, would there be two of you, or would it be one and replacing it? Tell me about that.
Tell me, how do you see it? Oh no, now that you said that, I completely rethought my thoughts, and I think it's different than what you said. And it was so good because we just kept on going like that until we boiled it down, and we're like, you know what? Yeah, if you're doing this is what that means for like, man, we Brandon Sanderson's our magic system, which is a big self compliment to us. But
Big self compliment. We'll see if it lives up to it.
yeah, yeah,
But
someone's gonna be like, absolutely not.
yeah, he's gonna be like, no, no, no. This was not a hard magic system, It
Yeah,
was so
yeah, yeah.
soft. Like it was kind of hard. It was cool.
It's hard for
Um,
us.
hard for us. So yeah, man, it was cool. Time-based story. We basically went back and forth and we pantsed our way through it, So
Hmm.
in the end, our method, um, I've never asked myself the question like, what is my ideal method? I know a couple of life hacks that work for me personally. One of them is writing a zero draft and then like seeing where I get stuck and then stopping to plot. And if it's a big enough change that affects everything, going on starting over, right? And that does
Hmm.
two things for me. I stiffen up, and if I stiffen up, I write worse. So calling it a zero draft makes me write better because I'm like, it doesn't even matter, right? And
Yeah.
it really makes me produce my best work. And then I kind of like pantsing, bro. I kind of like pantsing, man.
Dude.
Um, and so I feel like I learned a little bit more about myself just kind of flashing through this was I do like pantsing through something. And then when it's two of us, my pantsing
Hmm.
was more effective because I never really got stuck. But I know that feeling where I'm like, crap, what am I going to write today? I really don't know. And I felt that, but I would just call you. And you would probably be like at a fancy dinner with your wife, right? And you'd be like, bro, I'll call you back later, man. Like we'll talk about it. But we would talk about it,
So good though.
like ruining like your marriage just by
No,
calling talk.
it's just she's looking at me and I'm like,
Sam's like,
what
oh
if
my
he
gosh,
fell off a building? Yeah.
this freaking
No,
guy.
it
What
was
have we
so
got
good,
ourselves
man.
into? But
It was so worth
yeah,
it.
you kept me from getting stuck, so that was cool because we talked through it and kind of got me, into the plotting of it. And we know where the beats fall, and we kind of would just figure those out and dance around with them. So, what were some of your big takeaways?
I thought I was it's funny. We did a video on plotting and pantsing, and when we were talking about it, Sam and I were like, "Yeah, well, Sam, you're like a plotter, and I'm like a pantser," and it's not that way. It's not
It's a
that
lie.
way.
We
It's
lied.
a
We
lie.
didn't
We
realize
lie.
it. We were lying to ourselves too. It's
We did.
the best type of lie possible.
It is. I'm for sure. I enjoy pantsing, but I'm a plotter. Like I'm a super talking about. I make character dossiers. I like. But I felt like it helped me open up my mind a little bit because I plot so hard that I'm like, that's what needs to happen. And for sure, I run into situations where I go like, I let the character lead my plotting.
Right.
So I understand what they are because I've got like a whole page of character information, maybe two, on each character. So I know how they feel and think. But then I'm kind of like, that's what needs to happen. And it was really freeing actually, because I was loose. I feel like we loose plotted,
Mhm.
at a certain point when both characters were together, we couldn't just say, here's the ball, run with it. Wherever you drop it, I'll pick it up there. I know you ran sideways. I don't know. I'm aiming to run forward. I might run
Yeah.
backwards. You're right. We just let it happen. But yeah, we, at the very end for the vest, like the last, I don't know, 7 chapters, maybe something like that. We loose plotted everything, just kind of like, we know that we're going here, we know we're going here, we know that something's going to happen here in this world. And honestly, I'm glad we did that. That was fantastic. And I looked back at our plotting notes, and we did the overview of what we said we'd do, but the details are not what we said they were, and that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
um,
What I was gonna say is, basically, when you plot like you did, so basically, Mark plotted. We got past the midpoint. We needed some fun stuff for like the second half, which is like you're playing with your premise, but also the bad guys are like, if you use a save the cat plotting paradigm, the bad guys are
mhm.
gaining ground, right? So we did some amalgamation of that, and then what you wrote was really good. So like if you were alone, you would not have gotten stuck. Like you would have written that, and it would have been really good, but you're writing with the madman over here. So I would take it, but then, oh man, I had to decide,
It's
and
so fun.
so it was good for me to have some guardrails, right? Because I
Yeah.
knew what I wanted to happen, and like I knew I couldn't get too far. But I feel like in the end, it did kind of throw some life into it because it gave me a little more structure, and it took the pressure off of you to just have to hit those bullets exactly. Because
Mm.
you come in and be like, "What did Sam write last night?" Oh, interesting. So
I did have a lot
this
of scenes like that where I was
he
just like,
combined three of the chapters into one. Okay.
they were
This is
good.
also this is a staple of mine. My dog barking in the freaking background.
Yeah.
So
It's a good dog though.
yeah, it's a great dog. Um, but so that I think that was cool because it lets you. It still functioned as a loose plot. It still helped us, but it doesn't feel stiff,
Yeah.
and we have to react a little bit to. So I don't know if that makes it better or not, but I don't know.
I,
I know it makes me better as a writer because again, if I get, I mean, you'll learn this about yourself. For anyone who's watching this, you have to know what unlocks the best version of yourself. If you need to
yeah.
be more consistent and methodical, then okay, that's you. If you grip it too tight and you lose all your creativity, you need to know that. And I know that about myself because I'm freaking 40 years old. So I've done this kind of stuff in the past. So my life experience tells me, from playing cornhole or, I don't know, playing baseball, whatever. My life
Yeah.
experience tells me to chill, just be loose and just freaking go because I'm a stiff person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I know how to overcome that to get the best version out. So
I'm kind of the opposite too. I'm a very loose person. I'm very much like just, and it really helps me. I can have so many ideas that if I don't plot it, which is why it took me forever to start writing,
you
that I'm
know,
just like, right. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So plotting a little bit has been really helpful to me, but this experience helped me so much in two ways as a writer. One way was because I was writing chapters to match your chapters early on. A lot of my chapters, the antagonist chapters, were like, Sam said this happened. And so to avoid Sam rewriting a chapter, which it was his chapter, he needs to like write something, but to avoid him rewriting it, I'm like, well, that needs to happen. Like
yeah.
I need to make that happen. And so I thought that was really fun, but I definitely was like, it expanded how I thought and how I wrote. And I was like, I can't really plot. I know where I'm going, and I didn't need to plot on those things. I just started going. I saw the mountain, I just walked to the mountain. And that was really cool. And it helped me now with plotting to say that I just need to make it's cool to detail it out, but just put a mountain up there. This is for the people that need a detail, and you don't want to hold on to the wire too tight so that it cuts you up and you're really rigid. Just put a mountain in front of you, far away, and you don't have to plan every step. Just keep looking at it and keep walking. And there's the fun. You pants your way there, but if you look up and you're walking sideways, you round yourself back out there and keep going. You know that you're probably going to cut 500 words from that chapter when you get back there, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, it was great.
we did this other thing too where um we would know the other guy is coming behind me,
Hmm.
and I get to the point where I need to shift into your POV.
Yeah.
And so I would get to where I was going, but I still had all this creative juice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, I got 2 more hours left. So then I'm like, hey, bro, is it cool if I, where's my phone? Is it cool if I like, keep going? And neither one of us were stiff or protective, you know? I think
Mhm.
it could be a nightmare to work with somebody else. It really can.
Yeah.
But because both of us are not stiff or overprotective, and because we understand the true value of the word that actually makes it onto the page in the end product, which is
Right.
way higher than what your first draft is, right? So it's like
Hmm.
cool. And so what that and I say that for me as the one writing your scene, because I'm like, he's gonna do whatever he wants with this, and I have to be cool with that if I'm gonna move forward. And so I just blah, another 1,000 words of, I think this works. And then you would have the freedom to come back, and what you would do is you would toss it, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You're
But I
supposed
read
to.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you read it. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You toss it, and I see the influence.
Right.
And the benefit of that is, if I'm not thin-skinned, the benefit of it is, you don't have to figure out how do I approach the beginning of the scene, some of the important beats, like some of the descriptive, scene setup stuff. Like, it doesn't matter who writes that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless one of you is just freaking amazing at it, just freaking loves it, like, oh, I love just setting the scene. I love it so much, blocking everything out. So like, what you did was you come in, you read it, you absorb the pieces you wanted, you used that either as your direct approach or you used it to rebuild your approach. But it saves you time.
Lots
And
of
so
time.
then, and we did this both ways, where you would write the scene and be like, bro, do whatever you want. Most of
Hmm.
the time I'd be like, this is cool, but sometimes I'd be like, ooh, I got this idea, and then I'd run with it, and both of us were cool with that. And so
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe here's the takeaway: be emotionally healthy as a person if you want to be successful in writing with somebody else, because
True.
your your stuff is not freaking gold. Like, you just have to
Right.
just, and the editing process is gnarly too, So
We're about
um
to have to start that on, and I look forward to it too because I
yeah,
look. Sam and I have no problem. I mean, we talk about this. We have no problem going back and rewriting our whole book, which I think lends itself well to writing with somebody because we, like you said, we're at least emotionally healthy enough as people
yeah.
to say like, I'm not a pro, and even if I was, I'm happy for another pro to be there with me on this walk. And we started it together. I don't want to end it with me just being like, I'm doing my thing. Yeah,
The right pro has to be the
the
right
right
person.
pro, the right
We're
pro.
buddies,
Yeah,
man. So like, I
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
just,
true.
I wouldn't try. So I knew coming in that Mark is pretty emotionally healthy, right? If you weren't, I'd be like, Mark, you're my dude. We're not writing together. It's not happening. And I would tell you, I don't songwrite with people anymore. I don't.
Mm,
I don't. As a rule, I do not songwrite with people anymore.
yeah.
Sometimes I might, in the right situation, if they have a skill set that's very different from mine.
Okay.
I've written tons of songs. That's kind of like my craft. I don't songwrite with people no more, because it's just sharing the creative process with someone can be gnarly. So you have to be smart.
Mm,
And you have to be emotionally healthy, and you have to know your stuff is not, you have to be humble enough to know your stuff is not gold. And then you have to be, healthy enough to be like, hey, I think this could be better, and be okay with someone giving you pushback and not just thinking
yeah.
everything is gold too. So yeah,
I also think our book lends itself to two people writing it too.
yeah, it
Another
does.
thing,
It's the right
like
project.
it is, yeah. It's also project based because I would be fine writing anything with Sam, but it would be so much harder. And we have lives and a lot of things that we have to do. As cool as it would be if we could just sit down and write together every day, that's just not how it works. So
You got kids, bro. You got little
yeah,
kids. They're right out
we got
there. I got a dog right out there.
he's he's got kids and two kids and a dog. I got one kid. We both got wives, so it's really great. But
Yeah, but they just make everything easier, so they don't count. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, you're right. They
this
make it
wouldn't even
easier.
be possible without them. So.
Yeah, that's true. We'd just be sitting here with like chaos all around us, being like, I wrote 4 words. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think having that two POV was very valuable, and I think it also helped the book feel more rich. Um, I wonder. We talked about writing another book, right? Writing the prequel to this and maybe a sequel to this, but I wonder if the prequel should be in like third person, just to keep out of his head, so that we don't have to like get too deep in another conversation with
Ooh,
that.
that's smart. If we did a prequel, it would not include the protagonist. It would just
Yeah,
include the antagonist.
yeah.
And I think
Just
it would be smart to write it in close third person.
but even if I did it, I'd still want to plot with you, you
Yeah,
know.
totally.
And honestly, we could write it in third person, but you could write it from the organization perspective.
Totally, totally. Or I
Yeah,
could write some of, or again, we could do that thing where I could write, I could continue writing,
yeah.
and you know, you, so so much of writing is fundamentals, dude. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just fundamentals. Like, you have to block out the scene. People have to know what's happening. You have to have the right direction for the scene. Multiple things need to be happening in the scene at the same time, like all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. So, like, if I write that and I do all that fundamentals well even if you don't like a few things, it's a really good scaffolding for you to come in and build on. So, and if
Yeah,
it's person, you still got the interiority, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit. We wrote this one in first person, so
yeah.
really in their heads, which is cool. So, but it turned out good, bro. I feel good
Turned
about
out
it.
really good.
And the end, there was that it delivers, like it gives you kind of what you want by the end, and I think that um, like we get some interesting magic system stuff at the end, unexpected stuff, conflict, and you actually get some theme. So
Yeah,
like there's some theme that kind of comes out as well. Um,
you
so
did a great job weaving that in the last two chapters, and it fits there. So it's not like we're not. It's not like a bashing you over the head with it. It's the natural conversation point
yep,
for these two trains to collide.
we
So
got lucky with that. It fell in our lap, a little bit. We didn't plan it out like that, but we
yeah.
have them. There is, it's not a spoiler, but they're in a deep sea sub, and they're going super deep to this specific location for this specific reason. And it takes I'm like doing research and stuff, and it takes 3 hours to drop down that low. So I'm like, they're in a dark little bitty sphere. They're gonna talk,
Right.
and it's right before the big, climax of the book. So that's your perfect spot. And so it's a campfire
Yeah.
scene, right?
Hmm.
But so and this is a freebie. If you have to write a campfire scene, which you do,
You do.
write it in a sub. Write it in a submarine, like write it, flip it on its head, put it in some totally different place, and then add stakes to the conversation and conflict to the
Hmm.
conversation. So now it's not just people talking, it's like the reader's really interested because they feel the tension of like that. It's an argument.
It's a quiet argument and
Yep.
revealing yourself. We did it twice actually. We did two campfire scenes.
Yeah, when was the other one?
The other one in Japan.
Okay, okay. Tell me more.
Remember? Well, you and I did it. So Steve had to walk through, and he only had the
Yeah,
head thing on. But we
yeah.
were giving so much uh, background and history of everything that was happening there, all while there was all this chaos and fights happening all around them. I don't want to give you guys spoilers, but
I
uh,
think we should spoil that scene just for a big takeaway for anyone who might
okay,
watch this. It's really
all right,
useful.
yeah, and that doesn't hurt the book. So
Yeah.
okay, so
Do we had
we
to, what did we have to unpack?
uh Tom's background, Pfeiffer's backstory, and the danger of Steve destroying the world.
Yes, yes,
So it's
yes.
just some light stuff. Like,
Basically, magic system stuff. We got backstory, we've got magic system stuff. So these are traps in a
yeah,
fantasy book. if you just, as a writer, just we can't wait to tell you all about the magic system. Trust me, that is the spot your beta readers are going to be like, I'm bored. I'm very
Yeah,
bored right now. And it's probably your mom, and she's like, sweetie, it was really good. But that one scene was a little slow. When she says that, she means she's dying. It's
yeah.
very slow.
She
So,
has to
so
remember how much she loves you to keep turning the page. Yeah.
it's only her love. She birthed you. So,
And your dad's like, I'm not reading it. Yeah. That's like, no.
what do you need? Okay, okay, I'll be done in a minute. The kids.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
All their coloring materials are in here, so sometimes they're gonna have to come in. I get it. Like I can't get mad about that, right?
Yeah.
But
They're like, it's my stuff.
yeah, so we recognize we know enough.
Hmm.
We both know enough. We've been doing this long enough that we said this is a trap scene. How can we make it awesome? So what do we do to make that interesting? You've got all this information, not that you want to unpack as the writer, that's the wrong approach, but that the reader
Hmm.
needs to be able to enjoy the climax of the book later,
Right.
right? So they have
Hmm.
to have it. Like I'm like, you need your vegetables, bro. So how did we package them vegetables?
So the conversation started with us getting there and being like, okay, I mean, we started at an actual campfire. We were going to have the conversation on the way to Japan inside of our flying super mothership basic thing. It's kind of like end all be all. This thing goes everywhere.
Yeah, really
And we were,
convenient.
it's super convenient. Um, and we were going to have that conversation there. And then we were like, that's a little boring. Also, we've had two scenes that were kind of in there showing off how cool this thing is. We needed to get out of there. And so Sam was like, Samurai, I don't remember, but one of us said, let's have them have the conversation walking into like the the Yakuza or the company's base of operations and having all these people surrounded them. And it was so much danger. And then the other one was like, why don't we just pick it up in the middle of the fight where there's fighting happening everywhere and there's all this pain happening, but like these two, Tom is calm as a cucumber because this is Wednesday for him, and Steve can freak out to make it fun for the reader, but also all this information can be given. So it's not just, hey, I come from here and this is how magic works. And so we just kept on like layering up saying, what's better than this? What's better than this? And we ended up actually not in like a crazy like matrixy fight in a yeah, fisticuffs in a building, which is kind of where we were. We ended up at like snipers and we needed to pinpoint their location. And so we need to kill our main character over and over again. Uh, and so
So
we,
again, we're using the magic system too because the main character can time loop, but he doesn't realize it. So he's just having a conversation, and Tom knows when he's looping. So Tom is watching him die, marking the snipers, and then Steve will loop like right before like right as he's dying, he'll loop. He has a helmet on so he can't get headshot. We thought about that.
that's right.
And so he's like getting shot and then looping, and Tom is so but from Steve's perspective, he's just
Just a
having a
linear
conversation.
conversation.
Tom is just marking guys and they're getting shot. And then sometimes Tom will be like, dude, can you just take a step to your left? Like,
Yeah.
because you got shot a lot of times and this is annoying, you know? So it's that kind of thing. But what the benefit of that is I get to show you the magic system
Hmm.
while we're also doing backstory and having a normal conversation. And so it's just so much going on, but I feel like it delivered pretty good.
I think it delivered very well. It showed actually, you're right, it showed the magic system, it showed the character's backstory, or he was able to explain some of it in part so that they can get closer together. And it also showed the danger of the main character
Yeah,
because he can't even remember dying all these times. It wasn't even like some freak thing where it's like, ah, oh, man, you were shocked, so you didn't know it happened, which we've got some of that in there, to be like, hey, maybe you don't know because who would know if you were walking and you got sniped with a headshot? That doesn't happen
right.
to him in the book, but and so we take away all of the possibilities of him being shocked because he knows he's walking into a den of snipers
Yep.
and they told him what the plan is and he still doesn't know, and that's the danger, of his power is being like all information given to you, it doesn't matter, you're looping out of control.
Yeah.
um
He doesn't have
so
control.
yeah, That was fantastic. It was great writing, man. Great job.
It was fun, and it was the right approach. So, and the way we came up with approaches like that for many different scenes, where we would talk. And so again, this is the
Mhm.
secret life hack is like you're having fun conversations with a friend, but it counts as plotting. So that was huge for me because again,
Yeah,
I'll get stuck and then I'll start beating my head against the wall and then I start tightening up because I'm trying to figure out what to do. So that kept me out of that space. So
yeah.
but we're at 30 minutes. We finished.
We're done. We did
We,
it.
we
We
finished the
finished.
book. We're going to edit.
Mhm.
We'll tell you about the editing process. We're going to send
Mhm.
this to an editor and we're going to actually read our feedback that we get from an editor. I have a editor connection that a friend of mine sent, and he's awesome. He'll like read first, would read whatever an agent would read, more than an agent would read.
Yeah.
And then, like he'll read the first 20 pages and he'll let you know if it's, what he would change. And so we're going to go through all that. And I think that'll be really cool for us to be able to share all this with you. This is what you have to do to get traditionally published. You have to go through the process of editing yourself. You have to get feedback from somebody, please,
Mhm.
who actually has some editing chops, who's going to chop you up. Like literally he goes, "Hey man, this is really good. It's a rule for me. I never give positive feedback because it's a waste of time."
That's awesome.
He's like, you can do that on your own time. Talk to a friend or your mom or whatever. He's like, but I'm just going to mark up everything that I don't like. So here you go. Have fun. Let me know if you have any questions. And then it's just gushing, just like red ink.
Red
So
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah.
Looking
So
like dreary.
yeah. So we'll do that and we'll share that process with you. And then we'll get in in the pitching trenches. We'll come up with a pitch. We'll go through all this. So we'll have a couple more episodes, I feel like, where we can talk through like making our pitch and
Yeah.
doing all that stuff. We're going to do it for you. So there's a lot of sources on the internet where they'll tell you how to. We've digested all of these sources because we're nerds and because we want to get published. But
Someone's
so
got
we
to do it.
yeah. So we're going to show you what it's like. So if you want to hang out with us, if we're entertaining enough for you to stick with us, then do that. But
Come on
yeah,
by. Yeah,
got anything else,
guys.
man? What do you think?
No, man, I'm happy. We did it. Honestly, I knew we could, but we were writing. I'll just say this: we were killing it. We were at like 30,000 words on like the 12th, and it was. I guess last point is you're going to get to easy and hard parts in your book, and if you're doing a challenge like this, you just push forward because it was very quick for Sam and I early on.
Mhm.
One, it also wasn't Thanksgiving time, and we weren't like having so
Yeah.
much like life stuff happening at the same time. But it definitely slowed down our process. Our progress slowed down towards the end here. I think it was like life happening, and also we needed to connect all the strings, all
Yep.
the threads that we started. But yeah,
I think
dude,
that's
I
what
get
it was. Yeah, we
yeah,
we
that was
we kind of
probably
got stuck because you have to plot. At a certain point, you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do.
yeah,
I like having written, a certain percentage so that I've got information to help me know what I need to do. I don't like plotting from the beginning because stuff's just going to change too much. I like plotting at that 30,000 word mark, but I would have
mm,
probably got stuck, beat my head against the wall, had to start all the way over, and then I would have been done in 3 months, or 2.5 months or something,
mm,
versus getting it done in 1 month. And so we kind of got stuck, but we just we had plotting days where we would just
yeah.
talk about stuff and then I'd, fart out 600 words, do my best, but whatever. And we'll probably have to rewrite those on edits, but you know, we because we were in it together, we got the plot and then we had this push at the end of the month and we were set up for it because of all the plotting. Honestly, the plotting that you did when you blocked out those several scenes, I was like, all right, we're going to be able to do this. Because now if I can run at it. We can run
Oh
at it.
man, that was all based on our conversations, pretty much of what were floating around. It was just not written down somewhere. That was it, and that was because we had been talking for months. You know, like I didn't only think about it honestly. Video. If you're talking to yourself and you're plotting, I know we got to go here, but I think videotaping your conversation helps a lot because I look back at them a little bit, and if you're doing it by yourself, maybe just record yourself on your phone while you're pontificating because literally that last stuff was just me going like, I think we talked about something like that around here, and I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. Now that we're further in, I'm going to change that, but like I get it where we were going. And then Sam came in and he changed it, and we, because we got a good tag team thing happening. But yeah, man, that's probably the last bit of information is record yourself while you're thinking and think out loud because you don't want to be a writer who's writing down all of your thoughts, taking your own notes and stuff like that.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
and we read
Think of the
enough.
car. Think of the
Yeah,
car. That's mine. Is think of the car, and then ask my wife. I'll get stuck and be like, babe, what do you think? She's like, I don't care. I'm like, just I'm stuck. Help.
please
And I
help me.
tell and then I ask her, and she's like, you need some freaking conflict. Like, there's no like tension. And I'm like, oh yeah, I should add some
Yeah,
tension.
get some tension would be cool.
So talk to
Yeah,
somebody who's going to help you, who's going to listen to your problem and just throw ideas at you. And even if they
yeah,
don't expect them to solve it, but as they're throwing stuff at you, you might solve it. So,
yeah.
and
Perfect.
record your ideas. So
There it is, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us around the block. Look at
good
that,
luck.
the block.
Like and
Just
subscribe. I learned how to do the like and subscribe thing, and I'm doing it right now. Pling pling. Doo-doo-doo. Right here, it's in the middle. It's always in the middle.
there it
I don't
is.
know how to move it from not in the middle. So it's in the middle.
Oh, perfect. There it
Yep.
is. You
Boom.
found it. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, Sam, man. Great job. That is one challenge down. We're probably not going to pick up another challenge right now. We're just going to like work on this book and then we got our other books, but we'll keep you
Yep.
guys updated. Yeah.
Yep. You'll finish book 2. I'll finish book 3, and we'll
Yep.
do something else together at some point.
See what's up. Yep. I love it. All right, buddy. Great seeing you.
But bye.
Peace.